You want to color your hair, but you feel like you get made fun of. One, that makes me sad, but two, I think it's time for a brief history on hair color. I'm spending a lot of time lately studying the history of hair color because, well, no one's penetrating me. And so I've had a lot of time to look into this, and here's some interesting facts about hair color and how it relates to men. In 3000 BC, we were in the Egyptian era, right? And they had discovered henna, which is a plant dye. He, she, they, everybody was coloring their hair with henna. It was the cool thing to do. It has not been until recently that men have said that's a girly thing to do. It was never a girly thing to do. In fact, the most manly men we talk about throughout history are the Romans in the Roman Empire. And guess what? The Romans were taking wine, they would put it in these pots, and they would let it sour like vinegar. Think acid dyes. When it got really thick and really sour, they would dip lead combs into it, and they would comb it through their hair before they went into battle. Why? Because when you go into battle, think about this. If you're standing on the front line and you're holding a sword and you want to make it home to your family, what are you going to do? You're not going to find the biggest, strongest, burliest man to take on with your sword. You're going to single out an old guy. Well, the Romans said, pick an old guy because we all covered our hair and you can't tell from our gray hair who's old and who's young. And not only were men coloring their hair, they were putting braids and in their hair. That's why the Romans had the longest standing empire of anyone. They were smart, they were cunning, they were fierce warriors. And yes, they colored their hair. So don't listen to these bearded, bush-like guzzling buttholes on what's cool and what's not cool, because let's all be honest, what's sexier? This guy or this guy? It's not even a question. Moral of the story, color your hair, bud.